Hello, everyone. My name is Silvia. I'm from Brazil, and I am a polar educator. Today, I'm gonna talk to you about like uh, this, like a penguin and other animals. This penguin is one of the animals, one of the organisms that we have in our polar museum. So the idea of the museum is that you can create classes to attract the attention of your students and tell them about how web food in Antarctica works. So, for example, you can bring an animal like this and ask to your students. I will ask you now. What kind So if you answer, oh, this is an orca, you are correct. You also could answer is a killer whale. Yes, you are correct. But I would like to ask you, what animal is the killer whale? Do you know? Do you think it's obvious? Killer whales are whales? No, they aren't. They aren't whales. Some people answered me last week that they are sharks, but there is no sharks in the polar regions. So killer whales are quite different from the whales. Look, this is a whale. Can you see? So this is the humpback whale. Uh, it has about 17 meters and 20, no, sorry, 13 tons. The killer whales has about 12 meters and around 7, 8 tons. So they are quite smaller than the humpback whales, for example. So they aren't whales, they aren't sharks, they actually are dolphins. Yeah, if you answer that they are dolphins, you are correct. What the difference between dolphins and whales? Oh, there are many. You can see visually, you can see many differences. But the primary difference between them is the way that they eat, because whales don't have teeth, so they filter the water, and they eat usually small organisms like krill. Can you see a krill in this image? Yeah, they usually eat krill. I have another one here, smaller. Yes, Antarctic krill is about krill Antarctica or whatever. They have around 5 centimeters, and one whale eats around 3 tons of krills a day. Can you imagine this? Too many krills. So the orcas or killer whales, they are predator. They can eat uh, penguins, poor penguins. They can eat seals, you know, not necessarily these species. They can eat different species, depends in what part of the planet they are. They can eat whales as well. So this is one of the ideas that you can use in our museum that I will show you now to teach your children about your students about the food web in Antarctica. So our museum, you can to access our museum, you just go to our website interantar.com, and once you are there, you will find in our in the menu virtual museum, and you access the virtual museum. And as you can see in this image, there are 18 different organisms that you can talk about. For example, salpa. This is, sorry, it's not salpa, it's the macroalga. You can show your students and you can then tell them about how macroalga are important to the ecosystem, for example. So you can also choose the killer whale, and as you can see, all the organisms brings information. In our website, you can find information about scientific name, size, weight, habitat, feeding, reproduction, and conservation status. You can create a class about the conservation status. It's very, uh, this is a way, it's up to you what you will do with these objects we call virtual objects or learning objects, okay? So as you can see, you can find, for example, the penguin. My penguin is painted. Yeah, I painted the penguin, but you can just print the penguin and ask to your students uh, uh, paint them, the penguins. So, and if you don't have a 3D printer like I have, because I have a 3D printer, I could print the animals and do whatever I want. If you don't have, you just access the website and you can interact in many different ways with these animals. So I will show you the last one in this presentation. My favorite is krill, Antarctic krill. It's a very interesting animal. As you can see, it looks like a shrimp, but it's not a shrimp. And so you can do a zoom in and zoom out, whatever. So I hope you can enjoy this museum and you can print those animals and create vibrant classes such as a polar educator would be. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening to me and thank you for watching me. I hope see you in other place. See you around. Bye.